What's up, Vinsoft family? How you doing today? I hope you guys had a great day. And today we're gonna go in and discuss Miami Dolphins Training Camp Day 9. Day 9. Let me give you some updates, and then I'll start popping up some tweets. Actually, I'm gonna start popping up. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some updates, and then I'll pop up some tweets. This is from Chris Perkins. Edge rusher Jalen Phillips, who missed parts of the past 2 seasons with Achilles and knee injuries, didn't finish Saturday's practice after sustaining an apparent left knee injury, but Phillips said on social media he's okay. "I just got whipped, y'all. Chill out. Just a bruise," the post said. When Phillips was walking off the field with team personnel, they stopped about midway and a trainer put a hand on Phillips' left knee. Coach Mike McDaniel will be asked about the situation on Sunday. When McDaniel speaks with the media, it's always before practice. He wasn't scheduled to speak Saturday. After sustaining an injury during 11-11 period, Phillips, who injured his right knee last season at one point, was laying on the ground while getting attention from trainers. He later got to his feet and gave a thumbs up to the fans. He was then seen casually chatting with fellow edge rusher Bradley Chubb and defensive tackle Zach Zeeler. Phillips was wearing an orange jersey signifying the player of the day from the previous practice, then walked and jogged, possibly in an attempt to put pressure in the leg, but he never returned to action. The Dolphins have been hit hard with injuries early in training camp, with the most significant ones to key starters and key players being nickel and slot corner Gator Cole and safety Ashtyn Davis. Cole knee, Ashtyn Davis left leg. The Dolphins are back on the practice field Sunday, but have an off day Monday. They'll depart Wednesday evening for a Thursday joint practice in Chicago ahead of their preseason opener against the Bears. Observations. Center Aaron Brewer practiced for the first time during camp. Brewer had been sidelined with a soft tissue injury. Brewer was limited, but he participated in 11-on-11. Not participating in Saturday's practice, right tackle Austin Jackson, safety Austin Jackson, Davis, safety Dante Trader Jr., and cornerback Cam Smith, tight end Jalen Conyers, and offensive tackle Brian Mathos. Smith was spotted working on the side with trainers. His ailment is unknown. Edge rusher Mo Kamara, who left Friday's practice, returned. Kamara has come on recently, joining a group of backup edge rushers who have had a strong camp. Offensive tackle Jalen McKenzie returned to practice after leaving early Friday. McKenzie is son of former defensive executive Reggie McKenzie, who is now with Tennessee. Former defensive tackle Terron Armstead had been serving in a mentor assistant coach role, and he was at Saturday's practice tutoring players on both sides of the line scrimmage. At one point, he was offering tips to offensive line Brandon Daniels, and another point, he was seen counseling edge rusher Chubb and Phillips. Saturday's practice was the biggest crowd so far. The practice was intended for season ticket holders. Rookie cornerback Jason Marshall Jr. didn't participate on 11-on-11s. He was riding a stationary bike. McDaniel walked over to chat with him briefly. Tight end Tanner Connor had a long gain, maybe 30 yards from Quinn Ewers, with safeties John Sanders Jr. and Jordan Colbert closest in coverage. Nice throw by Ewers. Nice catch by Colbert, and Sanders had flashed. Colbert had back-to-back blitzes that might have resulted in sacks. Saunders ripped a ball from running back Jalen Wright late in practice. Rookie DT Zeke Biggers had a couple of nice tackles for no gains in the first 11-11 period. Biggers has flashed through the early part of camp. Defensive tackle Matthew Butler had a nice pressure up the middle on Tua Tagovailoa. He would have forced a throwaway, but Butler has flashed. Tagovailoa had a drop snap in a 2-minute drill, but picked it up and threw a short pass to running back Devon Chain. Tagovailoa has been strong all camp. Zealer and nose tackle Benito Jones forced to throw away the ball late in practice. Zealer was going against left tackle Patrick Paul. The Dolphins did a 2-minute drill that resulted in 38-yard field goal by Jason Sanders. The drive started at the Dolphins' 40-yard line, and the offense had a false start that was flagged but ignored. Otherwise, it was a fairly efficient drive. Inside linebacker Willie Gay Jr. had an interception on the pass that bounced off tight end Tanner Connor's hands. But he also dropped an interception that might have been the third time that's happened. Still, Gay has been one of the most clear to stand out. Running back Alexander Madison, regarded as a short yardage runner, had a long run late in practice. Madison has been one of the surprises because of his speed and knack for double-digit runs. Cornerback Mike Hilton had a sack up the middle late in practice. He was almost unblocked. Saturday was the most we've seen the defensive backs blitzing up the middle. The pass protection offensive line communication needs work. Saturday's practice went almost 2 hours, making it the longest of camp. Wide receiver D. Estridge, who has been having a good camp, wrapped his right hamstring after the final play of practice. He left the field on a cart. Stock up. Defensive tackle Zeke Biggers, the rookie 7th-round pick, was disruptive in the middle, recording a couple of stuffs for no gain on run plays as his highlights. The interior defensive line had a nice showing. Stock down. Cornerbacks, they still haven't made enough plays, meaning pass breakups, interceptions, and general disruptions. This applies to starters and reserves. I'm going to pop up a tweet of KJ Britt putting in the work, and Jalen Phillips got his second orange jersey of the day on Saturday. And then I'm going to pop up the tweet of Bullinger speaking on the Tua and the backup QB situation.
One thing for sure, Tom, when Tua's throwing the ball rarely hits the ground. Mm-hmm. I don't care who he's thrown it to. Yeah. It could be a back on a check down. It could be to Tyreek, Jaylen. It could be a Tua. The ball is accurately thrown. And if you look at the last 3 years here, when Tua's on the field, this is a very good offense, and it's a very competitive team. And when he's not on the field, they've had trouble. So the backup quarterback is a big spot right here between Zach Wilson, the rookie Quinn Ewers. We'll see how that kind of shakes out.
Now I'm going to start with the pressers. The first presser of Saturday's training camp was Malik Washington.
Yeah, I think it's playing fast, learning from the guys in front of me like Reek and Waddle and stuff, and taking that, to my game and understanding where like they expect me to be and the timing of where they expect me to be. Like I said, like it all works together. So it's just continuing that on throughout this year and year two, and continuing to learn through that.
Just, I guess, what have you seen from this new offensive line, specifically guys that are first-time starters like Patrick Paul and Jonah?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I came in with Patrick Paul, and right now we're locker buddies, so I see how he attacks every day. I see how he gets after it, and I see how the whole line gets after it. And it's a pleasure to see those guys, working just like we are, and I think they'll continue moving forward. We'll continue moving forward.
What are you most looking forward to as we're just a few days away from the official start of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just looking to get back into football, and obviously we get through training camp and we're going against each other, but having that competitiveness to go against somebody else and whoop up on the next team and not have to whoop up on your team all the time. And so I think for me it's just getting a chance to play football again.
How do you define success outside of the stats?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's going to be ball watchers. Everybody's going to also just see who's getting the ball, and all of a sudden they are having the best, But I think for me it's each down and distance, knowing what you're doing your assignment, being being there to maybe get the assist to one of your guys, or being there to just get your assignment so that the play can actually work. So for me, it's, being assignment sound and working in between the whistle and making plays happen, even if you're not getting the ball.
That number 3 receiver role is kind of wide open behind Waddle. And just, what do you think you have to do to kind of firmly entrench yourself in that role?
I think I have to go into it with the mindset that it's not wide open, and go into the mindset that I own that number 3 spot, and continue to work at that every day, continue to prove that every day, and not worried about, the outside and stuff. We have a very competitive room. Guys are balling. Guys are doing their job. So for me, it's just time to take over that role, and I know guys are going to keep fighting for it, and I'm going to keep fighting for it. And at the end of the day, it's not up to me, but each day I got to approach it like it is.
Just mentally speaking, how do you kind of temper your expectations, considering like those, 2 big dogs with Tyreek and Waddle? Just how do you temper your expectations, still wanting to be effective, right? But at the same time, knowing you might not get as many targets as you would like.
100%. Like I said, I think we all work together, right? So there's going to be down in distances where maybe we're trying to get Reek the ball, and maybe we're trying to get 17 the ball. And it's knowing that, and it's doing your job so that later on it opens up more plays for you. So I think I kind of go into it with the mindset of just playing your role, do your role. Like, nobody has to be the hero. Nobody needs to be the superstar. Those guys are going to make plays, and when the plays come to me, I got to make them as well.
All right. Malik Washington talking about his role on offense, how the offense is doing. That's basically what they asked him about. Next person on the pressers for day 9 of training camp, Patrick Paul.
Honestly, it was just fun, like getting out in space, working on the timing of it. But then once you're out there, the play goes. You're just trying to take anything out, clear the path, clear the way, and then result touchdown. So can't complain.
Now, was it your false start? Who committed the false start? Well, so it was you.
I don't even know.
You've been unstoppable during one-on-ones. What's been the key to your success, and what sort of confidence does that build within you when you stop a player of Bradley Chubb's caliber?
Honestly, I've been coached really well, my entire career, and especially when I've got here. And one-on-ones is always my favorite thing because, it's a way to work your craft in the pass rush setting, and then just a way to compete. So every rep I'm competing, and I can't let anyone get past me. That's the goal.
How does that translate to the team periods?
Honestly, you're just working your craft. If you can stop someone in one-on-ones, you could definitely stop them in team periods. So it's just really working different sets and different angles, different techniques with your hands. It's where you really get to try it without all that pressure of like, oh yeah, I'm in a team setting. So yeah.
I saw you were shooting Teron some looks yesterday after every stop. What were you saying, if you feel comfortable telling us? What were you telling him during that?
Like whenever I'd come off?
Yeah, it looked like you would do it like win your rep,
Yeah.
walk off, and look right at him. What were you saying to him?
Honestly, he was just coaching me up, any little detail he might see, or just giving me props to what he'd done, and then we'll just talk about the next rep, what he might want to see, different technique or a different approach, be more aggressive, be less aggressive, just that.
What was it like to have Rue back in there?
Oh, it was good. It was good. We're flowing like butter.
How does it, unfortunately, Austin wasn't, so we still don't have the whole group together, but how much will the work between now and the first game, when you do all get together, how will that help?
I think it's going to be great to just get the chemistry and build those logged reps each time.
You kind of mentioned a little while back when we had asked you about the possibility of Teron being out here, and you were like, no, he's doing his media stuff now, I won't see him almost. How much of a nice surprise was it to see him out there yesterday?
It was a great surprise, honestly. He's still doing his media stuff out here now, so yeah, but it was definitely great seeing him. He's out there right now, so I'm going to see him after this.
All right, that was Patrick Paul talking about the offensive line work that they're putting in. Next person, 49, Jaylen Waddle.
Just the highs and lows, taking the good with the bad. It was a learning experience, not just for me, but for everybody that was on that team. But learn from it. Really learn not to take stuff for granted, and nothing is guaranteed. You have so much success early on, you kind of forget how hard it is to reach the landmark. So I think some stuff like that.
Jaylen, Tyreek was telling us about Robert Prince being tough on
Definitely.
Tell us about that and Slowick and what they emphasize and what you've learned from them so far.
Yeah, they very strict. They very on to like the little details in the offense, and they just harp on the little things each and every day. They gonna show you on film if you mess up, if you do good too. But yeah, our opinion slow. They bringing that edge to us that just holding us accountable each and every day to the same standard, no matter the circumstances. And yeah, man, they just bringing a lot of energy.
Because we're just a few days away from the start of game time. What are you most looking forward to about this season?
Oh man, just to get out there, bro. It's fun, bro. Having them games, having them game day jitters, just everything that comes with, you know, game day. Just team just getting together, going to get someone else for once, not beating up on ourselves. So yeah, man, everything that comes with game day.
You took that screen for a touchdown, running behind that big man right there. What's it like
Paul,
running
PP.
behind him?
You got to pause that, but it was good. It was good. It was good, man. Paul, great block. He's having tremendous camp. So anytime I got a big guy like that in front of me, it definitely slows down defenders. You know, just getting behind them is a shield. Go out there and make a play.
What would it mean to bounce back this season with a 1,000-yard plus season?
What's 1,000 yards if it's not like a winning season? I think it all goes back to, you know, team success. It's point of having like a great season without, you know, going to the playoffs and making a run and things like that. So I'm just focused on, you know, the little things that I can do. If that's me going for a lot of yards, that's that. Me blocking, just trying to help the team win for real. Because I think that's where tends to get lost with so much individual success and not so much the team success.
Jaylen, how would you say your route running has developed over the years?
I think good, bro. I think something that Mike harps on, getting in and out of our breaks real smooth. So yeah, man, I think that's y'all should ask Mike that next time he on the podium.
We saw Jalen Phillips leave the field. We know it's been a tough camp with Cater and Ashton Davis. How is that? Is it disheartening? Just football? What do you think about that?
I really didn't see. I ain't gonna lie. I really didn't know. It was kind of hot out there. I was seeing black for a little minute. So I don't know.
Tua made reference to your communication with Tyreek. I believe you say on the field. How has that evolved, and what exactly does that mean to you?
Yeah, bro. Me and Cheetah got, you know, a brother-like relationship on and off the field. So us communicating, just us playing together for 3-4 years now, it's like second nature. He can get on me, I can get on him. I can tell him we need more. He can tell me the same thing, vice versa. So we have them type of relationship, and we know that it's not downplaying or down talking to each other. We just want the best for each other. It just helps the team.
Tua talks a lot about being on the same page with the receivers and how important it is to him. You guys have been together for like 7 of the last 8 years.
Yeah.
How would you say that chemistry is with you guys now? And is there more room to grow, or does all that time mean you've kind of maxed out that chemistry?
Nah, it's definitely a room to grow. But we do got a lot of bank reps. We, you know, hang out all the time off the field. I see Tua a lot more than people would expect. So just having them, bro. Me and Tua just been playing together so long, like it's like another second nature thing. But it's always room to grow. But we do got a lot of bank reps.
So does he play music with you?
Bruh, he played the guitar. What's the little guitar?
The ukulele.
He loved that thing. He got a lot of instruments. I don't think he play them all, but he do got a lot of instruments. He be singing and yeah, just having a good time, bro. Tua just being himself.
Have you ever played an instrument before in your life? You sang?
I was in choir like 5th, 6th grade.
Need those reference tracks.
Literally.
Couple more guys.
How does it feel seeing Devonta and Jaylen get their ring at Philly this past season? And do you feel like that's a motivation for you guys heading into this season?
Man, it's great, you know, especially because them are like real close friends of mine. It's great seeing them have that success. And, bro, they just good people. I like when great people have, you know, great things happen to them. So having them landing on that team, a lot of Bama players on that team. So, man, just seeing all my brothers go out and have success is always good.
All right, Jaylen, talking about the offense, the relationship with Tua, the relationship with Hill, how things are starting to click, and he really says he puts the team over 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards to him don't mean anything if the team is not having success. The next pressure in day 9, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Younger brother that plays at St. Thomas.
Yes,
how special is it to be here in the city and he's playing his senior season?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited about being able to watch him play because for the last, I don't know, however many years, I haven't been able to see him play in person. I had to wait till it was online or watch him play 7-on-7. So the fact that I get to show up for him on Friday nights and be able to see him in person is definitely exciting.
What part of his game do you see him having that you have yourself?
I think just his passion for the game. You know what I'm saying? He's always sending me clips of him working out or doing one-on-ones or just doing football drills and having me critique him and let him know, or he's asking me what he could do better. So he just has a passion for the game, but also a passion to play it at a high level. So I think that's something that we both have in common.
Now, we know in this offseason, a lot of people talking about physicality with the team, how tough everybody is. Kind of a soft-spoken guy, but you showed a little bit of grit out there with that block. Tell me a little bit about what was going through your head with that.
I like physicality, but I like being smart at the same time. I like taking care of my teammates because practice could be 10 times more violent than what it is, but we have a long season. So, certain decisions that people make, they'll get me fired up.
It's unfortunate, obviously, about Ashton Davis. Which of the young safeties Minka has stood out to you, has impressed you last week?
They've all done a good job. They're all out here trying to execute at a high level, communicate at a high level, be physical and fly to the ball. That's what makes a great safety, and I think that's what we emphasize in our room.
Things you see about Elijah Campbell, he's been here for a while, very capable player, just what you see in him.
Like you say, he's a guy that's been in the system. He knows it at a high level. There's times where he's helping me, making sure I'm in the right spot and communicating with me. He's a versatile guy. He could play the nickel, he could play dime, he could play safety. And I think having versatility is a great quality that he has.
Some of those periods with the defense, I think blitzes have been very dominant for you guys. What stands out to you about the pressure that he has for having to send so many guys?
Yeah, I think the fact that he sends pressure in so many different forms. Some places they send two or three the same guys. Here it could be literally anybody, and it all comes from a similar look. So I think when offenses are lining up and they see us, they know that it could come from any direction, and I think that gives them a little bit of angst and has them play a little bit more on their heels.
Are the quarterbacks going to communicate to you guys how difficult that's been for them to pick up out here?
More so with disguises that we throw at them. Less so. That's more so. The offensive line and stuff like that. So more so about disguises.
When you have such a young group of players out there, cornerbacks and safeties, how much of a challenge is it for a veteran like yourself to make sure that everybody's on the same page?
Whether we had young guys or old vets out there, I think communication, playing on the string, being on the same page is something that's crucial. Me just getting here, I think that's like the main thing that I'm harping on for myself. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I'm on the same page as the safety opposite from me, the corner on my side, the nickel on my side, the backer on my side. And I'm overemphasizing, like when I say something, I need confirmation that whether it's a hip tap, a helmet tap, a thumbs up. I need to know that, that you received what I said.
Last week you mentioned the leadership role that you hope to eventually feel more comfortable in taking. How's that process coming along? How long do you think it will take before you can take ownership of the secondary?
I feel like as a secondary, I feel like as soon as I step on the field, that's kind of why I was brought here. You know what I'm saying? I was more so speaking as a whole the team when I said stepping into that leadership role slowly. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process. It's a day-by-day thing. It could be 1 week. It could be 1 year. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's a process, day-by-day thing.
Minka, a lot of times in practice, we'll see you, we see you with the edge rushers during the special team.
Yeah.
We see you doing other stuff to stay busy, sharpen your skills. Where does that start, and where is the payoff, do you think, on the field for that?
Honestly, it started for me when I was in college, because in college I played every single position on the back end, including linebacker. sometimes, and that involves setting or taking on a guard or a tackle in the box. Sometimes that means I'm rushing off the edge and I got to work against a tackle. Now I'm not doing those things every single play or every day, but when I'm called to do those things, I want to be able to do them at a high level and not have the excuse of, oh, I'm a DB, I shouldn't win this rep. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do, I want to do at a high level. So whether it's 5 minutes every day working with some elite edge rushers, I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
All right, guys, there you have it. Minka was asked about his younger brother that is also being recruited by many universities.
Why is everyone using ninja transfers?
Basically being asked about learning the defensive scheme and what he does to try to see if he's in the right spot of this new defensive scheme he's learning. So that's basically it for day 9. Leave me your thoughts down below, and like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Dolphins.